Good day everyone, Hurley of Flight Reviews here, and here's my quick review for the SIMGOT EW200. Before I proceed, I would like to thank SIMGOT for sending this unit to me in an exchange for an honest, unbiased review. Rest assured that this review will be quick and free from any biases as much as possible. Again, thank you so much SIMGOT. Moving on to the packaging, the EW200's packaging is a bit minimal and substantial for its asking price. You get the IEMs themselves, this beautiful sturdy cable, 3 pairs of ear tips, and a pouch, or it can be a cleaning cloth at the same time. Its fit and isolation is very good and somewhat reminds me of the HG Sound heart mirror. The build quality is excellent for this price, and in my opinion, as it is metal and does not have any flaws to its finish whatsoever. But I do have to admit that this is definitely a scratch and smudge prone like the EA500 and the heart mirror, as we all know. As for the sound, the SIMGOT EW200 in a nutshell somewhat follows the Harman target, but improves their house sound further by making things non-lacking and is somewhat more than enough for its price point. It is a mild U-shaped, warm-sounding IEM and balances both technical and tonal performance. Bass is mildly elevated and exhibit a good amount of control, making things sound quite natural. This is by no means a bass headset, a very far from it actually, but is definitely not lacking in any track I have tested with it. For the mids I think is the main highlight of this IEM, in my humble opinion of course. It sounds very natural, open, engaging, well-placed, and never sounded harsh or sibilant. Lower mids have a good thickness and details. Same goes with the upper mids, without any form of sibilance or sounding muted at all. As for the highs, it is elevated and has the same amount of presence to the lows. It is airy, open, and has a tinge of brightness to it. No harshness or sibilance present during my test as well, but those people with very sensitive ears may find this IEM a bit bright to their liking. Detail retrieval is above average for this asking price and manages to pick up most of the details easily, whether it be your micro details and macro details on a track. In a nutshell, the technical performance of this IEM is above average to excellent in my opinion, under $50. The soundstage is wide and has a really great height and depth as well. Separation and layering is really clean and can handle busy tracks easily, which is, to me, it is quite rare for an IEM like this to exist in this price point. Same goes for the imaging. Now, to give you an idea, here are some of the comparisons of the SIMGOT EW200 versus some IEMs under $100. Compared to the SIMGOT EA500, its older sibling, the EA500 with the black nozzle filters on is a more neutral, brighter sounding set. It is a bit better in the imaging department, but it is negligible in my opinion. So in a nutshell, the EW200 is a more fun, less brighter EA500. The EA500 is also quite more transparent as well when compared. Now, compared to the Celeste Pandemon, the Pandemon is a more laid-back, controlled, more balanced sounding set. The treble extension is more extended on the EW200. The technical performance is more or less the same, but the overall thickness of the sound goes to the Pandemon. Now, let us compare this to the KZD5 with the triple DU configuration. When compared, the EW200 is thicker and more open in sound, while the D5 is thinner and more neutral in sound. Technicalities are also better on the EW200, particularly on the separation, layering, stage height, and depth. Okay, now let us try to switch things up. We'll now compare this to the planar territory, which is the KZP-R2, as it is nearly the same price when compared to the EW200. The KZP-R2 with the black mesh, I have to clarify that because that is the unit I reviewed before. The EW200 sounds more natural in every aspect and does not suffer in any form of recession to the mids. Technical performance is more or less the same, but the EW200 takes the cake on the soundstage depth, width, and height. With that being said and settled, the SIMGOT EW200 is definitely a 5-star recommendation for me in terms of overall sound quality and performance. It is an all-rounder sounding set, has really build quality and very good fit and isolation. And not to mention that it is very easy to be driven to its full potential. You can use a 1VRM's dongle, like for example the Apple dongle, or even your phone with this one, and it will still sound good for most of your tracks in your playlist. For under $100, this IEM really goes to be an IEM one of my top recommendations. Well done, SIMGOT. And that ends my review, or my quick review rather, for the SIMGOT EW200. See you on the next one.